Hey Zuber, I saw on the daily financial news yesterday you lost some money. What's going on with that?
Dude, I didn't just lose some money. I lost $200,000, probably a little bit more than $200,000 if I was really wanted to beat myself up on it. But I think it's important for the audience to realize, you know, um, even somebody's been doing this for 20 plus years, we still make mistakes. We're still learning. Um, I think in this particular example, it was laziness and stupidity and a sprinkle of loyalty. So basically what happened is I worked with a particular insurance broker in Fresno, California. Her name was Kelly Naney. And she basically helped Olivia and I build this big portfolio of properties, because she was able to help us both with residential and commercial properties. Where our initial agent farmers, we quickly outgrew them. Right, farmers had a certain number, I forget what it was, 10 units or whatever it was, and they don't do commercial.
Sure.
So I was very loyal to Kelly Naney because she bent over backwards when we were nothing. So we had a relationship with her for I think 10 or 12 years. And then she sold the business or the practice or whatever that's called to somebody else. And I really didn't do my homework. We were complacent. The policies would come up every year like clockwork. I was a little annoyed every year that it always seemed to come up with like 7 days to go or 3 days to go. So I didn't have a chance to price them around. But I just took it. I just took it. And lo and behold, the last couple of years, it's been getting worse and worse and worse with this particular company. And I had a couple of screaming and yelling matches with them. I moved a couple of properties away from them last year and saved a bunch of money. But this year, so last week, this all happened last week. On Monday of last week, so exactly a week ago, so February 2nd, I reached out to them saying, what the hell is going on? My policies are up on February 8th or February 7th. I think it was Saturday the 7th. Where's my quote?
Wow.
What the hell is going on? You guys are always late, but this is like stupid late.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. We're working on it. We'll hope to have something for you by end of day, nothing. Tuesday comes around and they sheepishly come back to me going, we might have to ask for a 35-day extension. I'm like, why the hell do you guys got to ask for an extension? Oh, well, we can't seem to get this or we can't seem to get that, blah, blah, blah. So at this point, I'm irritated and, I feel like I'm stuck. It's Tuesday. It's probably Tuesday at 2:00.
Mm-hmm.
And by Wednesday morning, they come back to me and let me know that they're not sure they can get it done. So this is Wednesday. I have until Friday to make all of this happen. So at that point, I just blow up at them, read them the nasty,
Yeah.
whatever. And I just take the bull by the horns. Now, thankfully, this particular portfolio at the time, after I had removed some properties from them, was mainly residential. So shout out to my partner Steadily, or who they sponsor the daily financial news. I reached out to a point of contact at Steadily. I gave them 9 properties, 2 fourplexes, a triplex, a duplex or 2 duplexes, and then houses, however the math works.
Yeah.
And they were able to turn around those quotes in less than 24 hours. So this is now Thursday morning. So all those residential properties are bound Thursday morning. But here's the kicker. They charged me roughly $21,000. The old company charged me $44,000 and $6,000 for liability. So it's really $50,000.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And oh, by the way, we're not done yet. Now, in fairness, it's not quite apples to apples because I do have 2 commercial properties that Steadily couldn't cover. So it's not quite apples to apples, right? 21 or
Sure.
whatever it was, and 50. And then now for the big problem, the commercial properties, because Steadily only does residential.
Yeah.
So thankfully, we built up some relationships. So I reached out to 2 agents and we get those policies going. One was Wednesday night, one was Thursday morning. And long story short, both of those get whatever it's called, bound or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
Friday
Absolutely.
by 3:00.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the commercial properties was roughly $4,000. One was $6,000. So now we're in for a total of $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
Better coverage, higher, replacement cost on several properties. And I'm only spending $30,000, where the old company would here's the deal. The last company charged me $50,000, and every year it seems to go up 10%. So they probably would have raped me for $55,000 when I can get all of this done for 30. So long story short is I lost at least $20,000, probably for a decade, because I was loyal, stupid, and lazy. Don't do what I did. Yeah, loyalty means something, but dude, that's $2,000 a month I was lighting on fucking fire. I am such an idiot.
Well, okay, not to rub salt in the wound, but it's more than that, because you would have invested that money and it would have turned into significantly more.
Yeah, the opportunity cost, you're absolutely right. The opportunity cost of 200. I mean, 20 grand. I mean, what could you do with 20 grand? I mean, 20 grand. And again, it's 20 grand every year for a decade. Bam, bam,
Well,
bam, bam.
and
bam.
for the first half of that, like 5 years, it's 100. That's a down payment on something.
Oh,
maybe
easy.
it's a duplex, maybe it's a triplex, fourplex in your market. You know, I don't know your area
Yeah,
like
it probably,
you do.
yeah. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, it's that's a lot of money. I mean, just the actual cash itself. Now, luckily, this is where I'm having issues, because I'm going through the same thing right now. Luckily, that's on duplex, triplex, fourplex. Like, your pains could have been bigger. But imagine if that was on a 10 unit where it's valued on the NOI, missed cash out refinances at 4%, missed, liquidity events like that. The NOI impacts. I'm doing that right now on a 12plex. I'm lowering my insurance from about 17,000 a year down to about 9,000. And you figure on the NOI approach, that's 100 grand of value. Just
for sure. $6,000 at a 6 cap or 7 cap. Yeah. Yeah. That's real money.
Well, yeah, I'm lowering the insurance cost by $8,000. So it's like,
that's crazy.
But yeah, that's
brutal.
And everybody's going through it. I mean, especially with insurance going up. I know one of the biggest mistakes I made is my insurance broker, like 3 weeks before the policy expires, like, hey, we got to renew. Your cost is going from 4,300 to 10,000. That's happened to me multiple times. It sounds like I'm not the only one. So that's sad but good.
Yeah. Well, I want people to learn from my lessons. Yes, I do value loyalty, and I would have stayed with somebody for a couple of grand, no question, because again, you were there, they were there for me from the beginning. But that person, Lisa Naney's been gone for a while. This new firm's customer service is atrocious. And I have no loyalty with them. And now I have no policies with them, right? I would no doubt that I was in the top 10 policies for that brokerage. I'm now gone because they mistreated us. But the real story here for folks is insurance. It has been going up really high the last couple of years. And I would challenge everybody with policies to go get quotes. I've been going to Steadily for all of my residential properties. It started slow. It's now ramping up. They've saved us almost $30,000, and we're not even through half our portfolio yet. And, again, they can't help everybody. They're not everywhere. They don't do every asset type. But if it's not Steadily, go get quotes somewhere else. You just never know. And again, $1,000 saved is $1,000 saved. Don't be stupid and lazy and loyal. That's really the thing. Like, if the delta is $100, stay where you are. But dude, I mean, 20 grand. I mean, it still beats me up. And Olivia's laughing at me all the time. She's like, I told you, I don't know why we stayed with them. They suck. They've been always rude to us. I'm like, yes, honey, you're right again.
Always. That's so much money.
Okay.
For those who have a few properties and they're thinking about, okay, what do I do next? Is it free to reach out and get a quote? Like, what's that look like?
It's free. I mean, you can do it online. And Steadily, if it's residential, like, there's a link on my videos you can click, and it's a free entry, and you can get a feel. Now they'll tell you if they can or can't. And for Olivia and I, it's interesting. It's about a 65% hit rate. So they're not better every time. But when they are, they're substantially better. So they've helped us a lot, clearly.
So let's say they couldn't, all of a sudden they disappeared. That business wasn't here. What would you do next, having the portfolio that you have, to find a good insurance broker?
Oh man. So your network is everything. So I know so what I would do is I would go to 3 or 4 names in Fresno that have portfolios my size or bigger. And
Mhm.
more importantly, the mix, because that's the wrinkle, right? If you're just commercial, it's easy to find somebody. If you're just residential, it's easy to find somebody. Where we often have challenges is we're both. We're about 50-50 unit count and maybe 60-40 like unit count to commercial to residential. But that's really messy. If you're lucky enough to just have a portfolio of resi or just commercial, you're actually in a better position. You can get economies of scale. But I can tell you there's a lot of commercial brokers that don't touch singles, and there's even more people that touch singles that don't touch commercial. So, that's the first challenge.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm going through it right now. So I am actively dealing with that. I had a policy go from around 4,000 to 17,000. I had one go from 4,300 to over 10
Jeez.
grand. It's
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah. The other thing in California, there's supposed to be some rule about how much you can raise insurance each year.
Yeah.
But we're suffering through the following. So right now, a lot of our single families were with a big chain called Farmers Insurance. Everybody, probably most people know Farmers.
Yeah.
But what Farmers is doing to us now is they're kicking out our properties, but reinsuring them with a separate company called Foremost. Now, I have no idea what the relationship is between Farmers and Foremost. I don't know if it's the same owners with a different umbrella. I have no idea. All I know is I'm getting cancellation from Farmers that used to be 900, and now I'm getting 18 or 2,100 from Foremost for the same fucking coverage. So I'm getting a double, and that's what's causing me to go, okay, if you're gonna double my quote, I'm gonna go see if I can do better. So, yeah, it's been serendipity to have steadily reach out and say, can we sponsor the daily financial news, because they're saving me so much money.
Well, that's interesting. I just got swapped because I was with American Modern, which was American Family, and now I'm getting billed from Foremost as well. So I don't think that's just a farmer's thing. They must be
Interesting.
bigger and richer than all of us.
I guess, yeah. So again, folks, yeah, my if you get kicked to Foremost, at least my experience, if it's residential, steadily can crush Foremost. That's been my experience across 20 properties. Farmers, not really. Farmers beats them, but not Foremost.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people will have things to think about. Don't let a decade and 200 grand plus opportunity costs be you. Let Zuber lead by example.
Yeah, please learn from my stupidity. Again, it's funny, people look at me like the one rental at a time guy. You don't make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. Now, thankfully, most of them aren't $200,000 mistakes like this one. But boy, this one's a doozy. This one's a doozy.
Well, you did it so other people don't have to, and you're leading by example.
Right. That's it. I'm going to write it off as a learning experience and saves other people. There you go. See, Cody, you're always finding the silver lining.
Yeah, I'm going to learn from it. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about it. I definitely learn every week, which is why I love doing this. And I get to actually see you this week. Yeah, this week.
When you flying in?
I'm flying in on Friday. We tried to coordinate around my wife's schedule because she does remote work, but we didn't want to have to figure that out from Vegas a couple of days. So, well, we're getting in on Friday, staying through Sunday, and then it'll be good to see everybody. We get to do the interview with you, and then with Dion. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's
gonna be awesome, man. Saturday, we're gonna see you bright and early Saturday morning, 8 a.m. You are the first talk on the first day. I couldn't imagine a better way to kick off our event than having you go up there and just wow the audience. So thank you again for saying yes. Thank you very much for coming out. Love to meet the wife.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again. And thanks for sharing your $200,000 mistake.
Where can people find you?
Cody Davis Business Adventures, and this weekend in Vegas.
Yes, sir. Later.